afternoon, amazing viewers. Well, you watching us live on Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint. Well, just to remind you about our program, Poetry Cabinet, which comes your way every Friday. I am your host, Khadija Tujalo. Without wasting much of our time, today with us we have somebody very amazing, a well-known poet, Genius Janha. But before he introduces himself, I'll allow my co-host to introduce herself first.
Thank you very much. Wonderful viewers, you're watching us live on Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint. And I'll be your co host for today, our camera, Poetry Cabinet.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Mr. Genius, you're welcome to Fine TV Gambia.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ibrahim Genius Janha, a poet, a spoken word artist, born and raised in the Gambia here and a resident of Farato. So I started my educational career here in Farato at SDA nursery, lower basic school rather. So upon completing my primary school, I moved to Mindao Upper Basic School where I spent only 1 year, and then I moved to ABC Upper and Senior Secondary School in New Joshua, where there is where my poetry career started actually. So upon completing that upper basic school level, I now moved to Gambia Senior Secondary School, the heart of Gambian education, one of the biggest schools in this country. And one of my most amazing achievements that I've made in that school is to graduate as a head boy. It's one thing that I'm always proud of.
It's quite amazing, and that tells us who Genius Janha is. And he's a very hardworking somebody. Many out there look up to him, and then keep it up. So, Genius Janha, you've been genius of all people, students, everyone that know about Genius Janha. What you're known for is being a spoken word poet, motivating youths out there. So if I may ask, how do you start poetry? What motivates you into poetry?
Well, one thing a poet can never tell is exactly when they start developing the spirit of becoming a writer or a poet. It's one thing that you cannot tell. It just comes spiritually. Sometimes it comes through joke. Let's say we are seated and somebody just crack a joke, and out of that joke you are able to create something. But naturally, everybody is born a poet. As long as you are capable of spontaneously overflowing powerful words to touch the heart, the mind, and the soul of people, you are a poet. But my professional poetry career started, I think, in 2019. Yes, there was a day we were in class. I can't remember exactly when it was. So a teacher gave us an assignment when we just treated this. When Africa was a young woman, I think a lot of people remember that poem by teacher named Salah. It's one of the most amazing poems that I've ever come across. So after treating that poem, the teacher asked us to go back home and create our own poems. So I wasn't very serious with literature then. In fact, poetry used to sound very, very stupid to me. When I see people reciting poem, definitely. So it used to be very funny. So when he came to class, he was really serious. I know that so I decided to write, and the first poem I ever wrote was Death Why.
That's why.
Yeah, everybody was writing about love, family, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, let me write about my people that are gone. So when I wrote that, I was seated with Ibrahim Balde, I can fully remember. So when I wrote it and I was done, it was my turn to present. But I didn't know how I was gonna present it, because this is like a first time to me. I've been seeing people present poetry, but I barely come on stage to recite poetry. I was just busy with debate, drama, and other things whilst I was in primary and junior school. So when I presented the poem, Mr. Kante, he used to teach both in Talending and ABC. So when I presented the poem, I started seeing him shedding tears. And I got to a point that I could not continue because I was so deep into my emotions. And everybody in the class just felt it. I was like, wow, I had the power of talking to people, touching their hearts. So that is where I thought, maybe I should start writing and becoming a poet. But it became nothing serious. I just let it slide like that until when I was in grade 9, I think grade 8 moving to 9, there was a graduation ceremony at ABC. Both the ex-grade 9 students and the grade 12s were graduating on the same day. And there was this particular teacher, Mr. Bayo. He is now studying in India, I think, because the last time I checked on his Facebook, I saw something like that.
Okay.
So he asked me to come and say something to the people I was like, what am I gonna say? Because this is something that I wasn't prepared for. So, but you know, like I said, everybody is born being a poet, and based on situations, it depends on how you analyze things. Based on your situation, you can create anything from anywhere. So, I recited this poem. If you watch the video, you will realize that when I recite, people will be clapping. I will not be smiling. I will be thinking of what to say next. That is because the whole thing was cooked up in my head. So when I recited it, there was this man, Amadou Silla. These are people that I can never forget in my entire life, because if Genius is Genius today, is because those people gave me the platform that I needed at the right time. So I will not come live on TV and be like, Mama Defal Small Bopali, I did this for myself. That would be so selfish of me. I need to give them the credit for that. So he took a video with his iPad and asked me, can I upload this video? I was like, I need to seek permission from my parents first. So that day, my dad came to pick me from school as usual, because I needed to come to Farado for weekends. So when he came, he collected me. We were in the vehicle. I told him about the video, my presentation, and how everybody was amazed by it. But you know, as somebody that is really careful, like he was like, I need to see the video first before it's been uploaded. So the man sent him the video via WhatsApp. He watched the video and he was amazed. And he asked the man, yeah, sure, you can definitely upload the video. So, you know, less than 3 days, the video went viral. Like less than 3 days, the video went viral. Before, when I used to walk in the streets of Ibotan and Juice when trekking to school, people barely called me. In fact, my mother knew, guys, Assalamu alaikum. But time went on, I was walking and people, hey, you're that student, you're that ABC student, you're that video with them on Verama. I was just using a tablet. My parents just give me a tablet to do my assignments and stuff. I wasn't good with this social media business. You understand? As a matter of fact, I released my video, this audio rather, the world we are living in, 1 year before I started opening these YouTube and other channels. Yeah. So that is when the things started coming, and I was like, meanwhile, I am here. So why not I just continue the career? And that is when I try and record my first piece, The World We Are Living In. And I had to send it to people via WhatsApp so they can help me share it. But you know, there's one powerful thing about a message. If it pictures the life of people, it's easily out there. Like everybody will want to listen to it. Exactly. That is one thing that God Himself put in poetry. So fe kene lo ne ka did def ite min ke kan nya ite mola balunya batal min take ke ite ko leta ke ka fon ka fo ke ka kumudi ka fintindi mol by force mol se la moy no ibala moy la. So that is how this poetry career went on. But alhamdulillah, we are able to talk to people, they listen, we call, they come and answer.
Which was amazing, because if you look at it very well, you've been a student by then at Gambia High, you called out for people in Ibujan Theater, right? At Ibujan Theater, people came out. I mean, you feel that place, which was something amazing, being the first poet in the Gambia as a student to feel Ibujan Theater.
Well, there is one thing I want us to understand here, and this goes out to my viewers. That is one thing that I've achieved. Digala, I did it. But aside poetry, I think it's because of the good people and my good relationship with people that yielded. Because to be honest with one another, Gambians are still yet to fully understand what poetry is. So if Genius was that human being, at any like because people are listening to you and you feel you are high above there and you barely interact with people. Let's say you're just somebody with so much pride installed in him, that would have been very, very impossible. And that is one thing that I'm still proud of. I can raise my hand anywhere and say I'm the first student poet in the Gambia that filled up Ibunyan Theater to its capacity. But aside that, it's all because of the good relationship that I have with people.
Interesting. I know my co-host will be having something for you. Okay.
So that is really interesting. Like if you look at the whole story, how it is. I mean, people are really educated to right now here. So Genius, can you please tell people like how you feel doing poetry? You know, poetry is something that is really powerful. When you're doing it, how do you feel?
Poetry is where I find my pleasure. To other men, when they're in a relationship, they find pleasure. When their girlfriend send them paragraph, they find pleasure. But to Genius Janha, my happiest moment is when I am seated on that laptop or on my phone or with that pen and paper writing poem. Wow. Yeah, that is my happiest moment. And you don't like Amulo Barkebo was a genius, maybe na poem na distract or no. Like that is one problem that I used to have with the people that I live with. No. You have to wait. because that's heaven on earth. There is
Yeah.
so much beauty in writing.
Sure.
If only we know like what it can do for somebody. Writing is it's a whole therapy session. You can be stressed out, and writing is one way that you can heal yourself. You can lose very important people in your life, and the only way to reflect on those beautiful moments is through writing.
Sure.
That is why I talk about love, I talk about other things, though I haven't released any particular piece about it yet. I've just performed them on stage, and that is how they went viral.
Yeah.
But throughout my poems, if you listen to them carefully, you picture pain, hardship, and poverty, because that is what I live. I cannot be that poor boy in the neighborhood, man. You're deep in that poem talking about driving Range Rover, serving lentils. That's something that's not real. You understand?
Yeah.
So I try to picture, in as much as I try to picture the life of people, I also put myself into it.
Right.
So poetry is heaven on earth for me, honestly speaking. And even if we make it to Jannah, one of the first requests that I will make is for God to allow us to launch a poetry album in Jannah. Like, I'm very, very serious with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really understand it. It's like it's very amazing. And also like we understand that yesterday was World Poetry Day, and we all see how Gam poetry is. People are like poetry is not something that is well known, as you said, like compared to other talents out there. So how will you rate Gam poetry, Genius?
Well, compared to the previous years, I think we are registering development. And poets are definitely putting in a lot of efforts. And shout out to every poet out there, known or unknown, those that are up there and those that are upcoming. You are really doing well. Few years ago, a poet in this country would not dare call people to come and grace an occasion in this studio here, because people don't even know what you are doing. But now we fill up Pinchani Hall back to back, like continuously. Ibunjan Tiara is like a dining room for us now. So Pinchani is the sitting room. So that is to tell you that we are registering success. But to look at it from another angle too, I think there are a lot of things that we could have done if only we are united and understand what we are doing. It's very, very important. Yes, anywhere you sit and be like, Genius, Faisal na Pinchami last year, Faisal na Hot this year, Faisal on na Ibunyan Tiara, I'll be very, very happy. But how many poets out there are doing that? Very few. Like individually, I'll be
Wait, let me help you with that. It's not few. It's one person.
One person that is, and that is not development.
So that is not development.
That is not development.
So when you are talking, you go direct to the point. I'm like, few. There's no few here.
Okay, like that individually, that is something that I'll always be proud of. You understand? Anywhere I see it, I will tell people that I did this last year. I did it few months ago, and I will do it come end of year. That is one thing I'll be proud of. But how many poets are doing that? Very few. That is because people are not coming out to support them. Having the talent is one thing, but the support is the fueling factor.
Sure.
Nigerian industry, like the music industry in Nigeria, the main reason why people like Rema, as young less than 30 years, are going to O2 Arena, filling up those big venues, is because they have the home support.
Yeah.
They wouldn't dare go out calling for a show when they don't have the home support. But how many Ghanaians will come out to support poetry? Digala, Genius, anytime you people do, then more canal can support them. They won't see like Janka Kumodo for me, more canal can support. But for the Dolphin support can Nanyama. But new be financial, like we need to come together and stay united.
Yeah.
Sitting here with a fellow poet interviewing me shows you how united we are.
Yeah.
But let's say if there is a fraction between me and Dija wouldn't mind, would not even think of texting me or to call me and be like, Genius, I have an interview, so I want you to come on board. You understand? So people like poets definitely we need to set aside these fractions. Personally, to Genius, like everybody, as long as you are a poet, like we are the same family. It doesn't matter what type of poetry you do. We cannot all be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Hussein Dara, for example. Hussein Dara is known for being a very consistent rapper for so many years. When it comes to Jizzle, he sings sometimes he will take your chorus for you and stuff like that. But whenever Jizzle and Dada meet, you be thinking these people share the same mom and dad. This is something that I've seen in real life. Even few days, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? Both Dada was at Jizzle's home playing PS with him. That shows how united those people are. And it's going to be very difficult for those people not to register success, because they don't have that bad blood relationships with anybody. So this is something that people need to understand. Okay, if Dija filled up Ibunyan Tiara and I cannot fill up Ibunyan Tiara, I should be very happy for Dija.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, wherever Dija is mentioned, they will not say Dija the musician, Dija the rapper, or Dija the actor. What would they say? Dija the poet.
Yeah.
So that alone is something that I should be definitely proud of. So we definitely need to come together. You understand me, boy. This is a message. We are sending message. Nobody is doing poetry. If that is the case, I think we might be doing karate, taekwondo, and other things.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe in every development or every developed country. You see, it's because of cooperation. So poets in the Gambia, we really need to cooperate, as Genius said. So Genius, do you really think Gambian poets are united? Like, are they really united to that expectation?
Well, somebody may have a different point of view, but to me, I don't think like they are divided. Let's say people just have their issues with each other, and sometimes it's because of the way we see things. That is why it's very important for us to have a positive outlook of everything. You understand? Like I said before, so this is something that I'm always asked, and sometimes people will even go forward to ask me, I had a particular poet said this and this about you, but to be honest, these are things that I barely see. I'm not gonna lie. Like I am on social media, but I'm not on social media as well. Like I'm on social media to see the beautiful side of things, like the positive things. DJs having a poetry album launch. How do we all go out and support that? Those are things that I really focus on. But I think we can still do better. We can still come together and work together as poets. Understand that we all share the same ambition. The most important thing is for Gam poetry to be out there. Not Genius, not DJ, not Chatty or any other poet. So I think we can definitely come together and work. And to me, I think everybody is united. It's just that sometimes we have these small issues, but those things are not even important. They are not relevant.
So to every poet watching out there, just look onto what he said, and we have to work together as poets in the Gambia.
That is quite interesting, and Genius Janha lu mu fi wax yëpp dafa make sense yaa ngi understand su fekkee Genius nu mu mele poets out there noonu leen mele to my own understanding poetry industry that don't move forward because Genius dafa nekk koo xamante ne not because of his seated down here, that's why I'm saying it. Even last time Emma was our guest, he was saying the same. I think you can witness to it. He been the only poet ko xamantene dafa this fellow upcoming poet, who is doing great, he bring you close to him, which is quite amazing. So Genius Janha, can you please give us words of wisdom?
Well, through poetry, or you just want me to be continuously talking?
Okay, you can do continuously. But time it docs watch. Okay, through poetry.
Okay, this is one of my favorite poems, and I recite it anywhere I go, and that is ugly truth. Ñaaka juddu rek moo lay tere dee lu du dëgg rek doon fen te ku dut yàlla doo kenn ku gën a noppaleku mooy ku jiital xel bi xam ne nit ñi duñ benn. No introduction. The same kid that took you through the realms of sun. We celebrated the birth of destruction when the nation couldn't see the rise of the sun. We are so busy on captions and forget to take action. I wasn't actually wrong when I said leaders no more serve as good source of inspiration. See, the roots of destruction are watered by the heads of the nation. Ikonimboro mameko matula bukalo. Nkole nintonya keso man kuntun sate kono ko alkalo. Be mela dula kirine ko kuram kolo. Bi badin man badin si. Walati na mobe ba fon ko ABC. Niman diamu jamasi. If speaking the truth when everybody chose to let it die is revolutionary, then why the silence? My emotions have been kicking me deep down. See, I'm not sure if I'm well like my thoughts or my thoughts are well like me. But brothers dying every day. Sisters losing their life in labor when the seeds of the solution is right on the table. But who is there to pick it? Befit it and say it. Mothers didn't live longer to see their children grow into heroes. Father invested a lot in his children, but didn't live longer to see his children make his dreams come true. Life is playing a game. And do we even know who we are? We are Barcelona. She is Atlantic. She is Real Madrid. Manchester and Leicester, the devil is FIFA. A battle between what's right and what's wrong. In Bugun. But how can we forgive and forget? When who to forgive isn't forgotten to be forgiven, or forgiven to be forgotten. What I can understand is who is to be forgiven for things that are forgotten in the hearts of the forgiving people that are forgotten by the system that wants to be forgiven.
Continue.
Odo kabirin bi ne ataram filitale sila tilindin kilin ye ngini setani julo min kan sitting akana bare kendol minin kam firin kam boyndi fon sa firile ngana firin da sama konton ni sima ngabe mano fon na kuo mal balofa fon na bataki baro buka futalma falma lonko. I wish you were in our shoes for a day. You will know we are in a living hell. Your poet. Genius Janha.
Make I continue smiling though. That is quite amazing. And this your piece motivate a lot of youths out there because ku nekk di déglu poetry. Duma wax ñëpp de, but half of them memorize this particular piece. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. When I attended events, most of the events I attended, like it's okay for people to take people's poems and recite it, but them reciting your piece shows that you making impact. You understand?
That is one thing that that truly keeps me going, like seeing young kids
Reciting your pieces.
That is one thing that's
and
really
that is quite amazing. Nga talk whole it love in the
def.
Dafa amazing. So by listening to your poems, I have realized you have gone through a lot. You always talk about pains, hardship, Can you please brave us?
Growing up as a child, I went through a lot. I went through hell, but these are things that molded me and they made me what I am becoming. Understand? So growing up in a family where dad and mom would have to go out every morning and come back later in the day just to make sure they put food on the table for you and to work extra hard to provide something for the next day. This is something that was really, really traumatizing. You understand? Like it's very, very difficult. And even at this point, we are just trying, but we are not very, very good. Like I said, genius will never come out on social media or on TV trying to look very, very rich in the eyes of people. That is not me. You understand? And losing friends that that really contributed to my life is something that will hurt me forever. Like anytime, sometimes I'm na bunga kono fa ninga mira la nyajo like ka kumbola life. Yeah, because ini molbe dindi yari albe fiya kan ale kolbe kal keltal wultal diara ni wasifal ena si lunki di kuma fele man moje kuma fele man doje. Understand? That's something that is really, really traumatizing. But like I said, sabu fenne bale ala jay fengo fenke alafta fenne be nyaaro mi alon ko alafte wala understand. You understand? Ika moja ka wulu bata kono ka tarawo bata kono ala lalo mina na keje ne atara mari wulu ta diale kono asikino fante kala muslimi kendo asikino nte sallafon because mba falente sula ta fen na dunia kono ala ya dinna. That empathy will not be there. Maybe ningambari muslim of jidente bala fale and stuff like that. So that is something that's really sad. And one of the things that still hurt me, like every day, mirala, danimbella, ni wulda, anytime koma kana kilo kono wala mala sayad. Like my grandma's demise. That is one thing that really shocked me. Every day I think about it. But I am that one person who has learned to be an emotionally strong person. Whatever I go through, I make sure it doesn't like change me that well. Like it may change some of the things the way I see things, but it's something that really molded me. And every day I keep praying. Almala jango soni ala abota dam ada akata dame fisia abota dame. So those are things that really molded. Like it's so sad, so sad. But at the end of the day, alhamdulillah for everything.
Yeah, it's truly sad. But then death is a journey of no return. We all understand it. And saya I'm a boro.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? But may Allah grant them the highest place in Jannah.
Amen.
Okay, so the next question I will ask, just recently you dropped another amazing masterpiece, Dear God. I mean, how do you compare that piece?
Well, I was seated in my room. I think I was with my brother Baba. Like he's a brother from another mother, but we are very, very close. So we were seated and I was like, but I need to start talking to God now. You know, when you say things like that, people will like say matter. Because normally I read at night, and that is the time that we hang around. During the daytime you go for work, you understand? So it's only during the evening, night time, like we sit. So I was like, boy, I'm going to definitely talk to God. And he was like, so okay, matter. Okay, it will make sense when I am done. Understand? So we were seated in his room. I wrote everything. Like less than 1 hour I was done. Because almost everything that I needed to write, I've always wanted to say it, but I'm finding better ways to say things that, because we are poets, we don't just come out and say things like that. We need to cook them. We need to really cook them, because once it is out, it cannot come back again. Understand? So when I wrote the piece, I was like, boy, we should record this tonight. I was like, no. You should don't need that. I was like, yeah, we should record it tonight, because I was so into my feelings and I felt that was the best time to record the poem. So he spoke with his mom to lend us his car so we can go record it. That was so supportive of the mom. And that woman, like, Galia, ila moli beji, like, ika over so dem uncle. Like, I'm not gonna lie. My events, like more than 2, 3 vehicles will come from that compound just to come and show love to Genius. You understand? So the mom gave us the car to go to the studio that night. I called Big Willie. Shout out to him. He's really doing amazing.
Really?
Yeah, he's a real G.
I just hope this Ramadan reduces.
Wait. So Willie is that one person that I can call anytime. Man, I call Willie Damabuga record and he will ask me to come to the studio. So he asked us to come. We came. In fact, on that day we are very, very broke. So we went there and negotiated. Boy, after Mbajola, the problem. So we recorded that poem. So when we recorded the poem, Besuloka was like, yeah, this poem deserves a video because there are certain messages that you will say in a poem. It needs to be pictured out. Yeah. So the only person in my mind clicked was Big Alf.
Big Alf.
Yeah. I had to call him, send him the poem that night, and ask him to draw a concept for it. You understand? So we did that together. We drew concept together, and after a few days, we went for the shooting. We shot one part at Gunyu, the Kenya Jama. We shot a video there, and the other part was in the studio. So, and when the video was out, I saw the reaction of people. Like, I felt, okay, this is the right time to drop such a poem, and people really love it, and that is one thing that keeps me going. Like I say, anything that we are doing and people don't feel themselves in it, like, it's not good. It's not good. Ala nenete jila nan sanda nana janka mol mako e ka kol fo mole wala be nyoma ko la nyame del harbadinda mol la kilo bodi la mol fo itebe dol kumandila jamol kono e ka wonde as imam fo ndeba stage on ndebe sella stage kan ngafo fo do bala gitale ta la ya fo. Like, those are different ways we can all use things to sensitize one another. So I felt that work, and I was really happy, like, with everybody that put in effort, from Baba, Big Alf, Willie, and everyone, and Pilot, of course. Pilot was very, very instrumental. Pilot is one. Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Get energy.
I love that brother with all my heart. Yeah, and I wish him well in his poetry career. And Gambia, watch out, he's really coming. He has very good projects on his way.
Exactly. And Pilot, he deserves everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Because me personally, for my Pilot, like, he's always ready to serve.
Yeah, for real.
You understand? Shout out to Jow's studio, Willie, Jow's, everyone in Jow's studio. And likewise, Big Alf. You understand?
Big Alf is really doing good.
He's doing good. Yeah, we're saying hi to you. So,
yeah, I think that was quite interesting and amazing. So, Genius, like, we all realize that, like, the younger generation, like the kids, everybody, they used to listen to your poems and they'll be reciting it. So, we have uprising poets there too. So, are you hoping to work with them, like?
Yeah, I've been working with young poets, and now continue working with them. As a matter of fact, in every Genius Janha event, there is always a special segment for them, which is the open mic session. In fact, you don't even need to call Genius to perform during that session. All what you need to do is to be at the event and tell us that you have something to tell the audience, and we give you that platform. And I've had a lot of few collabs with upcoming poets. I know some of them are just waiting for their events to draw closer before they release it, because you know, like I always said, when I needed somebody to give me a lending hand to be up there, like, I couldn't see anyone. I'm not gonna lie, like my fellow poets, I couldn't see anyone. But now that at least I am able to have that platform where I can fix in people to also show the world what they have, like, I'm going to keep doing that every single day. Like, I'm doing that, and like I've featured poets so I'm comme musuñoo record poems on my stage. I'm not ñoo record name bepare manage, and we're just waiting for the right time to drop all those poems. But you know, I cannot come out here and say there is one thing I cannot do. Yeah.
I guess I myself can attest to that. Like, he really supported me the time I was about to launch my my book, and also, like, it's just amazing. Genius is somebody who's just amazing.
Thank you very much.
That's quite interesting. You know, Genius, in whatever you do, you have someone who do direct you to the right path. You understand? If I may ask, do you have a manager?
I have a lifetime manager, and the first one is my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, like, that man. There was a point during the Hello World Poetry Album launch. This is something that a lot of people do not know. My dad canceled a whole business trip to Turkey just to grace that occasion.
Yeah.
Like that shows how supportive he is.
Yeah.
Like he canceled the entire trip, and that could have yielded him a lot of money at least. But I could know that support studio, and he did. You understand? I also have my younger brother Usman Jahad. Usman is somebody that runs an entire event from A to Z. The only thing that I need to do is to come on stage and perform. You understand? I have a lot of, like, my family, they are very, very supportive. You have Fra, you have Victor. Like, these are people that are really supportive. That
There's a roaming agent.
yeah, a roaming agent. These are people like they nina event o kanasi. Nilika ya ile suko bi ka beke ya yolti. To be selling ticket. Ebe dawo da kana jele furu ya ticket wa. So these are people that really help me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much of that your dad because I only met him once. That was the time of Hello World.
Hello World.
We went there to drop tickets. But when it comes to Usman Janha, he's somebody very amazing. I mean, like all programs, Genius programs, the ones I attest to, he always stands by his brother. And this is what we call support. You understand? And Usman, I'm not just praising him. Me, myself, like I personally, I do text him whenever I needed advice. Usman, because I'm stuck. And if I can say, he know much in it than me. So normally I do text him private. This is what I need. This is what I need. And no matter how busy he is, he get back to me. The time I text him, so I text Eric. You understand? So busy that my DJ Bala no mani Japa. After this, I'm going to reply to you.
Okay.
So saying hi to that and Usman Janha as well.
Yeah. Genius, like I said before about the poets in the Gambia. So, do you like what are some of the challenges you think poets in the Gambia go through? Like the support, some of them lack the support, and what other challenges do you think they go through in the Gambia?
Not some of them. All of us lack support. Gambia is the only country where a poet will organize an entire event without sponsor, without a single sponsor. Like an entire event. I'm not gonna lie, even the biggest acts in Africa, in the whole world, they have sponsors. People need to come to help you. If not, like, you will just be investing, but there will be no outcome for you. You understand? Like, this is something that Gambians, we really need to work on. We need to come out and support our young talents. That is one thing that is lacking behind. And another thing is that, like, TV stations, I don't know what is the problem, but you barely watch a TV station where they will play a whole poetry video, and we are doing great.
Yeah.
Like, we are shooting classic videos. We are shooting really classic videos. We are producing classic videos, I mean. So you cannot tell me, like, Ant Visuals and others are shooting videos for musicians, and those people are shooting the same videos for us. So why is it that we cannot have our videos aired in their TV? Like, we need it there. People need to know that, yeah, this and this. Imagine they are not playing our videos and we're able to fill up venues. Imagine if they're playing our videos outside there, people are seeing it. Like, that could yield a lot.
Sure.
It could yield a lot. Let me tell you something. If Gambia was a country that was very, very serious with poetry, do you know that every year, one of the main sources of income for the state, I mean, can come through performing arts? There is a season where we have these stories here.
Yeah.
How about sponsor 5 or 10 poets to host big events in this country? And see how tourists will be dying to be at those events. They will go back home and be telling their friends about it. And every year they will come. It's going to be more or less like a poetry festival.
Yeah.
So these are things we can definitely work on. Abi buka ke said okay, Genius la said ite focus ala soka wanyama. Na won't take. Ninga Genius staff nga DJ tafo. Say mina tuta sa te ifana. Nyanto fanam fola. So these are all things that we have here. We want to put it into reality, but it cannot come out if they are not supporting us, definitely. And I will not say so much, even for, like, personally, I feel a lot of, like, it becomes very difficult for me to host an event in this country. You have to cater for your own venue, sound system, stage decoration. You understand? And production itself is a whole package. Production is a whole package. That is why many artists are not doing production on stage. They will just come and perform. But when it comes to poetry, you cannot do that. Because every poetry show has something to display. And displaying those things comes with a lot of things. So definitely, I'll never think that I'll poetry mako, I'll mul over mako. Tali kati na yun yung wara dimbale sa. Dimbale emotion na dugare seran sun video. Sun ote gina sila yung dimbale nyo. The number of $1,000 is kami diwali sa kaning artist dole inaka siya. Ni odunin tolto boy. To min tambita jana. Because only fem for studio ka min tambita out until safun. Wallahi, I will not even say astaghfirullah. ni wo sita diam ta mo nani die lamoya bo intel set diam no millions of people yemol lamoy.
That's the
Okay, come to think of it, early January, I was featured by Global Arts and Entertainment, the first poet that was globally recognized in this country. So imagine if Gambians were coming out supporting Genius, like Niti Numa over support, Masohla Production, they're investing millions into man and other poets. How many poets will we have out there?
many.
A lot of them. A whole lot of them. Mo jamal lebe je million ko mul se lonno. But buke boy nyoma ko das rabake ni sate konon. I will not lie there. Gambian on muka nyoma ko. A Gambian will prefer buying a table of 75,000, 50,000, 25 to 100,000 than going out there to give even a 25,000 to an upcoming poet for a program. Okay. And nintel nga program okay, ndamal dingol lekanana, dukumal lekanana, system na bamal lekanana, nimfama. So ado kadan akakadan damal lekin. Then foreign artists will be nala ng gambe jalbe million or dilala na be sila. At the end of the day, nal parira ya foko portol bukan nyike boy. Ports ida kala no ifong ama possible fong. Ah boy, ni aja moto futa ra kata dame boy. Fuel beji. So until dung hintal fanam fresa mol fuel pun nga futa la futa dame.
I believe that is very sad, and we need like poets in the Gambia really needs the support. Like poets like Genius Janha and other poets out there, they're really striving. They're working hard.
Every poet.
They have the talent. They're writing, but if the support is not there, they will not be able to reach that state that everyone wishes to. Like people will compare poetry to music, but you cannot compare poetry to music if you're not giving same support to poets like how you give it to musicians. So I think philanthropists out there, businessmen, and everybody should really help poets in the Gambia.
Definitely.
Thanks so much. Just to remind you again, you're watching us live on Fine TV Gambia. So, Genius, what do you have? What word do you have for the viewers out there?
Yeah, like I've always been saying, and I will continue saying, is to keep supporting poetry. It's important to support individual poets. It's important to support people that we really feel they're pictured in the lives of our daily lives. But it's also important to support the industry. The same way you support Genius Janha in all these big events, I want you to support every other upcoming poet out there. Nanyo Dema. You understand? Because nobody knows where I am today. I will get to a point that I may think of something else. I may get older. If I am 70, 80 or 90 years old, I will not have the energy to be on stage reciting. So if everybody is just focusing on one person, you man understand it? So let us support poetry. Let us support poets. Ila events will be nga trying nga nyoma ko nga finding ka dima, and the poets will be mbalbe danila momoyalon ko be poetry like ka. Stop looking at your fellow poet as competitors. No, they are your brothers and sisters. Alman tangala ni moltara event or sending. Nim poet lim boy stage kalman tangala sinkatida. Dana badi mo bala nam fo ya nana until poet damal meje until ba makola. So that is to simply tell you that we need to have each other's back definitely. So manyo mako dal.
Thanks so much, Genius Jaha, and thank you for coming here today. Follow us out there. This is the Poetry Cabinet. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be live next week.